What inspired the beard?
Okay, so this is a cool one. What inspired the beard was a former San Francisco Giants closing pitcher. His name is Brian Wilson, and he had this awesome big black beard. And I must have been in eighth grade. I think I was in eighth grade going into my freshman year, and the San Francisco Giants had just won the World Series, and he was the closer, and he was like the guy, and everyone was like, fear the beard. They would wear like fake yarn beards in the World Series, and when he would come out to pitch, it was fear the beard, fear the beard, fear the beard, and he was just the guy. He was super weird, super quirky. He had the best commercials, and I just remember wanting a beard so bad. Like I would watch the same commercials and same highlights of him over and over and over again, just watching his highlights for pitching and his commercials, and just like it became an obsession. It really did. I was like going into my freshman year, and I just wanted to be able to have a full-grown beard, like a beard that connected. And
You didn't mean you didn't have a beard
I
by the
like
time you were like in sixth grade?
I had sideburns in like seventh grade.
Oh
I
my
had
god.
sideburns in seventh grade, so like I did have sideburns. And then in eighth grade, I had like a goatee. I could grow a goatee, but I was never a fan of a goatee. But by the time freshman year baseball season rolled around, so spring of my freshman year, I was able to grow like the very thinnest, like connecting beard. With no mustache, so I looked like Abraham Lincoln as fuck. Like I looked Amish. I looked like an Amish person. But it didn't matter because I had a beard like Brian Wilson. And in my mind, I had a beard like Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson from the San Francisco Giants, he kind of like birthed Fear the Beardo, just because I wanted to have a beard like his.
How long does it take to grow a beard?
It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. It's, for me, like for a good dense beard, probably if I were to start from nothing, a blank canvas and a naked face, probably like a month for a good looking beard.
Like that?
Uh
Or
no, 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 no. Well, maybe the sides, but like this, the chin part, this is probably like 3 to 4 months worth of growth. But the thing is I've had a beard for 6 years now without having shaved my face. So I just keep trimming it. So I don't really have a good idea of what the true length is, without like starting over and like seeing after how many months after I shaved my face. But it's different for everybody. And different hairs grow at different lengths. So that's why people give up, because they're like, oh, I have a patchy beard. Where they don't realize, like, some of your hairs are growing at a slower rate. I can tell you are so excited by this conversation, by this. You are thrilled.
I'm
So
just
much
like,
excitement.
this is the weirdest conversation I've had all day.
But some all day, probably all week. Some
Actually.
some hairs grow quicker than others. So people are like, oh, my beard is patchy, it's not growing in good, it doesn't connect. Where I suggest to people, if they want to grow a beard, you got to give it like a good 5 or 6 months, and then a slight trim after that to really see your true beard potential. And people do
Beard
come up to me. It's
potential.
like beard potential. Yeah, yeah.
You
And
learned
people come up
something
to me.
new.
They're like, I wish I can grow a beard like you. It's like, well, why don't you? Why don't you? It's like, oh, well, it's patchy, and it's
Maybe it
like,
was a girl.
uh, and I'm like, well, nowadays. Nowadays. And I just tell them, like, try it, man. Just stop shaving. The best thing you can do is stop shaving and give it a few months and see what you got.
Can
Yeah.
you recommend some beard care products like oils, balms, and scrubs?
Yeah. Just a good beard oil with jojoba oil in it, or sweet almond oil, or a mixture of the two. There's a good brand out there called Beard Brand. That was like the first beard oils that I ever used. So Beard Brand beard oil is a really good one. I'd love to maybe even make my own beard oil one day.
Fear the
Start
Beardo
a Fear
care.
the Beardo beard oil. And I have made my own beard oil before when I was in college. That was like a little side hustle because I had a beard in college, and people wanted to know like how to grow a beard, and ask me questions like, what do you do? And I say, I use
Professor
beard oil.
Beardo.
and I would sell my own bottled beard oil. Like, that is a true story. I would sell people in my classes beard oil that I made. So I have done that before. So yeah, a good beard oil. And that's another thing where people are like, oh, my beard gets too curly. Blow dry it. Blow dry it. It's like, oh, that's high maintenance. Well, do you want a beard or not? How bad do you want a beard? How bad do you want a beard? Well, if it's curly and you want a beard, blow dry it.
Are there any actors you admire for your fabulous beards and mustache?
What's the one dude from Parks and Rec? He was also in 21 Jump Street. The Ron or if what's his name? What's his name? Phil Offerman? Is it Offerman?
I don't know. I've never seen Park and Rec.
Park and Rec. He's the guy that's like, I don't need permission. I have the Constitution. Man, he goes, I sent a letter to Canada the other day. It said, fuck you, Canada.
Okay.
What's his name? No, hold on. I'm not done. There's a few. There's a few who can grow some pretty awesome beards. Like David Letterman, like recently, David Letterman has grown an awesome, like, white beard. I think his name is Phil Offerman. I might be butchering his name. Who else has a pretty solid beard in Hollywood? Oh man. Yeah, I guess just those two for now.
Okay. What does the beard do while he sleeps?
The beard doesn't really sleep because I've told this story before. I do have two Irish dancing pub ladies right here in this quadrant. They're up all night. They're up all night drinking. There's like a barbershop pole, and they're just like kind of like twirling ribbons and drinking beer like around it. And then over here in this section, there is a group of samurai training to be the next top samurai. So the beard doesn't really get much sleep. Sometimes it keeps me up at night, but I do find a way to find some rest. So that's kind of what the beard's always active.